I can't have an EV because I can't charge at home. Charging at public EV chargers is no cheaper than buying petrol. These are so often quoted together, but in fact they are totally different questions. Can you fill your petrol tank at home? I bet you can't. I bet you have to drive to a petrol station to fill up. So what's the difference? Buy an EV, drive to a public charging station to fill up. But what you're really asking is, will it be cheaper to charge an EV at public chargers than the equivalent price for petrol? Now, you need to see my August EV public charging pricing video. There's a link to that at the end, and that shows exactly that. It's a direct comparison between a price per kilowatt and a price per litre. And spoiler alert, that shows that thousands of public chargers are much cheaper than petrol. Many less than half price. I'm Dave. I'm taking on the myth that you can't buy an EV unless you can charge at home. Okay, let's just go back to the early days for a second. Manufacturers wanted to make a profit so that the EVs they sold were usually well equipped, if not the very top end models. Compared to ICE models at the top of the range, they were not that much more expensive, but they were much dearer than the budget cars that most of us buy. It's also a fact that the people who buy more expensive cars, top brands or top of the range, also tend to be richer. And richer people generally have a home with off-street parking, whether that's just a driveway or a single, double or even treble garage. Apology here to penthouse owners. Well, these people found that the price of charging their EV at home was ridiculously cheap. Here in the UK, there's always been off-peak overnight rates, which in the early days, that was for electric night storage heaters and heating your hot water cylinder. And when EVs arrived, they just relabelled that off-peak Economy 7 rate to EV rate. Most of them gave 7 hours. And most EV owners found they could charge their car overnight on ridiculously cheap electricity. For the last 10 years, this has hovered around the 7 pence per kilowatt hour price range. Well, this all meant, quite simply, that the average EV owner who could charge his car at home was paying a fraction of the price to drive each mile that a petrol car owner had to pay. Give you an example, a full battery, good for maybe 200 miles, could cost a £5 charged at home, while a full petrol tank, good for 400 miles, might cost 70 or 80 quid at a petrol station. I think most viewers can do the maths. £5 for 200 miles, £10 for 400 versus 70. Yeah, so EV owners who can and do charge at home have a very clear advantage. But how many of us can? Now, according to ZapMap, which provides EV data to the UK government, over 80% of EV car owners can and do charge at home. Now, this does not mean 80% of homes have off-street parking. It simply means that most people who buy or lease an EV have homes that allow off-street parking, that allow home charging. And when petrol car owners saw that an EV to cover 400 miles cost just a tenner to charge at home versus the 70 or 80 quid they were paying, well, they attacked those with EVs with a vengeance. Whoa, that's not fair. Most people can't charge at home. A desperate lie. So coming up to date, almost all EV manufacturers now make some more basic models. Some like BMW, Tesla, Mercedes, they found their budget models at around 40,000, which many would complain, well, that's not really a budget car. But Ford, Stellantis, VW Group and many other manufacturers now produce and sell budget EVs around the £20,000-25,000, and these are the true budget cars. Those who buy these budget models increasingly often live in homes that do not have off-street parking, and therefore cannot charge their cars at home. And about a third of all the homes in the UK do not have the ability for off-street parking and charging. Many of these residents are now buying EVs, particularly now that many use the salary sacrifice schemes. These are ordinary workers who get an EV. Well, every single one of the 35 million ICE cars on the road today has to drive to a petrol station once a week on average to fill up the car. Buy an EV, and when the battery's getting towards empty, drive to, in this case, an EV public charging station, fill up the battery, drive home. Pretty much the same. So what about the price of using public chargers? Well, as mentioned previously, leave a link to the August pricing guide at the end so you can see where you can charge much cheaper than petrol. But some people are way beyond my simple understanding of human nature. They're refusing to buy an EV simply because they can't get those exact ultra cheap prices we get with home charging. In plain English, if I can't fill my battery for a £5 at a public charger, I don't want to bother. I'll wait until I can. In the meantime, I'm going to ignore all those that offer half-price electricity. I'm going to go and pay petrol prices. It's a crazy world we live in. So we have to ask why people aren't buying ICE cars again. And that's an interesting question. Why is someone who's already driving an ICE car, that's the internal combustion engine, looking at an EV? If they're entirely happy with the ICE car, they'd just go and buy another one. So somebody asking the question about the price of charging is already dissatisfied in some way or other with what they currently have. They are looking for something, I could say better, but let's settle on different. What they want is something different. So why should they buy an EV? Does an EV offer anything different? And the answer is yes, an absolutely clear, resounding yes. Even the most basic of the budget models offers an incredible amount more than what they're driving at the moment. Forget about charging or range just for the moment. Just look at what an EV offers that most ICE cars can't. So because EVs are largely electrically controlled, things like the steering wheel, and computer controlled, any functions that are controlled by a computer and run off electricity, which is all of them, are made available to even the most very basic model in the user interface. Features like adaptive cruise control, automatic lane keeping system, along with self-parking, they're generally only available on the ICE top of the range versions, but a bottom of the range basic Renault 5 has full Google Maps, sat-nav built in, voice control and many features, Amazon Music. They're all included as standard. Plus you get a driver's display for passenger use, a central infotainment system with a 10-inch display. It has 25 advanced driver safety features to keep you safe. The infotainment system is 410 watts with 9 speakers. You don't get that with a basic anything ICE model. But there's more. How about a silent car? How about better performance? How about vastly reduced maintenance? These are all standard on all EVs, even the most basic model, but totally lacking in ICE cars unless you get up into the luxury range of the vehicle. So in hard facts, people are looking for something different. But they're also scared, partly because it's the unknown and partly because of all the myths and lies that abound. And two of these concern range and the price of charging. But once again, when you come down to the hard facts, most people travel less than 20 miles a day. Official figure 17 miles. Therefore, an average budget EV will still allow them to drive for a whole week without having to charge once. Isn't that what petrol cars do? Many people do drive for about a week and then top it up. So let's come back onto the price issue. There are numerous reports, newspaper articles and videos about large queues at Costco petrol stations. Quick check today reveals that the average price of petrol, according to the RAC, is £1.31 a litre. Costco's selling at £1.25 a litre. That's 6 pence per litre discount. But to get that, you need to become a member. And the basic membership costs £42 a year. And the best is the Executive Gold membership, which is £84 a year. So to get the cheap petrol prices, you have to spend either £42 or £84 a year. And that's only going to save you 6 pence a litre. So people are happy to drive well out of their way and queue up and pay £42 a year to get 6p off per litre. Well, let's have a look at the largest public EV charging network in the UK, Tesla Superchargers, open to all. Average price during peak hours is 52p, and off-peak is just 41 pence per kilowatt hour. Then look at Ionity, which is an EV charging network. They normally charge a very expensive 79 pence per kilowatt hour, but if you take the membership, which is £5.49 a month, that's £65 a year, that's reduced to 53 pence. Now, these prices might not mean a lot to you if you're used to miles per gallon. So, in an absolute eye-opener, here is our PPLE. This takes the average miles per gallon of a modern car, current price per litre of petrol at a supermarket, and compares that to an average miles per kilowatt hour of an EV and the average price per kilowatt hour. Using that formula, we find that many EVs can charge for as little as 64 pence per litre at thousands of public chargers in many hundreds of locations. No memberships required. Now look at Ionity's equivalent membership, £65 a year, and reduces the cost down to equivalent of £1.06 per litre. It's almost a third off the price of a litre of petrol for a petrol car. Eat your heart out at Costco. Now, in conclusion, sadly, far too many potential EV drivers who do not get past the headline myths and lies that are spread by the media or the oil giants. They also are of the opinion that if they can't charge at home at ridiculously cheap rates, it's not worth owning an EV. It's crazy that many people draw a red line in the sand which says, if I can't charge for 7 pence per kilowatt hour, I just won't bother getting an EV. They are totally missing the fact that an EV using public chargers is usually cheaper than driving another petrol car. I'm sorry to have to point out, but if you can fill your battery at the equivalent rate of less than £1 per litre, surely that's a massive saving over just buying another petrol car and spending £1.30 a litre. Just accept that if you can't charge at home, then you can't get the absolute ultra cheap rates, but also accept that you can still get very much cheaper rate really easily. There are thousands and thousands of EV public chargers out there that are the equivalent of £1 a litre or less. And these are very much cheaper than the equivalent price of petrol per litre, which is £1.31. Now, I'll also state that some EV public chargers are significantly dearer in ppl than petrol, and these are used endlessly by the anti-EV brigade. But the sensible EV motorist just ignores these, pretend they're motorway service stations. Now, nobody would go there to fill up voluntarily. So I'm sorry if you can't get the extremely ridiculous low rates that we can, who charge at home, get, but surely a third or more off the price per litre is a massive saving. I'm Dave. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please click the like button. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe.